best event you can be at.
Everyone is here to sort of uplift
people that are doing 7, 8 figures in their business.
I made so many connections.
Starting out my journey in freelancing, and I knew this was like the place to be.
Unreal the amount of takeaways that you get.
That seminar I've been to, really.
Our goal is to make you better at converting your offer on cold traffic.
The sales page is converting at like 9 to 10% off of cold traffic, so made 30,000 acquisitions in the first month.
That's what this mastermind is about. That's what our events are about.
Stefan's one of the first guys that I really looked at his copy, and it's kind of what's helped to get me to where I am.
What's going on, guys? This is Vince with vshred.com.
Just one little piece is all you really need from one of these to move the needle for your company, and so you can come to these and you can get that one piece, or most of the time it's really like getting 5 or 10 pieces that you can immediately go and split test, and it makes a huge difference.
It scales super quick, so it goes from $10 a day I'm spending to $100 a day, to $500 a day, to $2,000 a day. So eventually I hit my Facebook limit of spending $5,000 a day. And I'm like talking to the bank, getting more credit, and like begging and pleading with them because this thing's like actually working. And in the span of like 3 months, I went from dead broke and not being able to eat anything but ramen to making $103,000 in profit. When you get an offer to work on cold traffic, though, that's how quickly things can actually change.
Real important number if you're playing the long game, if you're working on a business that you're trying to scale into a real long-term business, scalable business, you're looking at LTV. The most important part of your sales process, the way I see it, is the first 15 seconds that they're on your upsell. Because you finally have their undivided attention, and not only do you have their undivided attention, but there is money involved now. Before, it was just waning attention. But now the stakes have been raised because they've actually put down money.
So it's really all about freedom, and that's what I want them to take away. Ultimately, there's so many actionable things that can allow them to do that, like tools and tricks and strategies, and we teach that all day long. But really, I want them to be closer to achieving freedom in their lives.
So as a high-level copywriter, working on several funnels at once, part of 3 different companies, I become the bottleneck in those companies. And Stefan and Justin have done an amazing job by filling a huge missing gap in our market by providing a pond to fish from when it comes to copywriters. Just in the last week alone, we have like 4 or 5 different copywriters now that we're looking at and potentially going to be working with. And of course, that's going to elevate the speed at which we can get our controls optimized and new controls go up and running, which can be a game changer, obviously. If it's just one person, now we have 4 or 5, we're going to grow the company a lot faster.
We work primarily with third-party affiliates, and then we mail their offers to a list of roughly 1 million people. It's 800,000 to 1 million on any given day. So we don't just send the email creatives that they give us. Instead, we test literally everything in the email. So we optimize the copy, the subject line, the from names, kind of in a three-step process that I'm going to talk about today. And then one of the big things for us is that we don't focus on EPC or earnings per click, which a lot of affiliates do. Instead, we focus on PPM, which is just the total revenue an email makes divided by 1,000 emails sent. So that's the main metric that we use. And
Stefan and Justin are the best guys in the business. Biggest takeaway, get mentors. Find someone who can take you from wherever you are to the next level. I think that's like the best thing you could do for your career.
The more you work on this framework of sales pages, optimize upsells, and winning creatives, the greater the results become. So you have to have training repetition, which we do have in Copy Accelerator because we're training on this stuff every single week. We're talking about it on Facebook. We're doing copy breakdowns. We'll get to that. The in-person masterminds, there's so much value in us coming together, right? Like I don't even have to go onto that one too much because you build relationships with people you can trust. You see what's working live and in person. You get to be part of a community. And again, community, feedback, and mentorship. The $1 billion network one is kind of interesting. It just sounds sexy, but it's real. Between the members in Copy Accelerator alone do over $1 billion a year in revenue, which is awesome because you hear like $1 billion, it's such a big sounding thing, right? But then if you look at Justin and I's network combined, our network's worth billions of dollars. So when you need help, when you need connections, when you need relationships, if you need to hire writers, if you need to get hired, Like, we have the network to help and to support. And you need that no matter what in your life. These are things that you give Copy Accelerator, but these are things that make you successful no matter what.
Material that's directly applicable, like Monday. You know, I can go home and plug this in, and I'm like, oh my God, that was like, I can't believe I didn't think of that before. That's why these guys are so smart, you know? They just seem to be ahead of the curve. It's great.
It's been an awesome start to the event. We have such an awesome day tomorrow. And you guys are really the crux and the core of all of this. So we're just so thankful, so appreciative of you guys. We want to thank everyone who joined today, as well as the new members. If you're new, you want to raise your hand if you just joined today. I want to welcome you guys, and I don't know if you have like anything specific to say.
Women that have ever been in a Copy Accelerator room. Thank you for bringing the femininity to the room tonight. Just kind of want to echo what Stefan said. So this has been an amazing day already. The first day was great. Today was great. We got some of our amazing speakers lined up for tomorrow. Tyler Bramlett. Jeff Radich, who's going to speak with Chris the Dog. I don't think Matt and Jason are in here. I think they're in the other room. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys got a lot out of everything. We got some great feedback on the talks today, great feedback on everything yesterday. Hope you guys are making connections, or you're not getting something out of this that you kind of came here to get. Definitely make sure you hit up either Steph and I or one of the people you're assigned to, because we want to make sure you leave here with kind of everything you came for.
Awesome. Yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you. Enjoy the food.
Copy Accelerator, it's kind of like a family, it's like a big family reunion. It's like coming home and meeting all of your relatives who you kind of know, but you just can't help but love them because they're so much like you and they actually understand you, support you in everything that you do. Let alone, a lot of them are super successful, super encouraging, and will just encourage you and support you and give you a lot of the guidance needed to get to wherever you want to be.
I really have never been of the field or the school of like wanting to lose money on the front end to acquire customers. I've always been more about I want to make money on day 1 and day 2 and day 365 and so forth. Like I want to make money now and later.
What I like most about the event is that every person here who I have interacted with has been so open, honest, transparent, and super eager to actually help. Like everyone seems really invested in my success, and everyone is here to sort of uplift and uphold the entire community of people.
Funny thing is, we and a few other people in this room kind of do this every day. We're going into debt $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, sometimes $100,000 or more a day, but with the expectation in 90 days that we are going to double our money. So in reality, it is not gambling. What we're actually doing is investing, and we're planting the seeds today in the hopes for a much bigger payoff, 90 days from now.
I felt really honored when Stefan and Justin asked me to come down and speak at this, and it's been a fantastic group of people, like all these up-and-coming copywriters I'm incredibly impressed by, people that are doing 7, 8 figures in their business. It's been just a wonderful, amazing chance to connect with people, and I've actually learned a lot too, which after 15 years in the business is not always that easy to do.
When we used to pitch clients, I used to tell them, I'm like, look, we don't sell puppy dogs, ice cream, hula hoops, rainbows, or feelings. If you have a brand and care about it, don't run with us. If you want sales, then you come to us.
So let me give you some nuggets of info. VSLs and long form work very, very well on native. Always use multiple articles and quizzes. Advertorials, you want to be split testing your advertorials because that pre-lander makes all the difference. I mean, absolutely, all the difference. Quizzes do really well. I've been running quizzes for, I think, 15 years. I mean, they do phenomenal on native. Start with mobile. This is a big one. Make sure your funnels are mobile optimized, and don't even, go way beyond mobile optimized. Like you need to go through your funnel on your phone and double check, triple check everything.
Again, constant focus and iteration. Nina and I last year in 2019 wrote close to 100 sales pages, right? Upsells, different lander pages, things like that. And we got 5 of them to work, right? A lot of different upsells to make the cart value significantly higher. But the point is, You don't need to know more about that. Just step up to the plate, do the work. But I'm going to make it very simple for you guys, all right? We all got traffic, hopefully, and we all got offers. And the way I look at our business and the way we're going to continue growing our businesses and the way I teach some of the clients that I work with is really, I call it the bullseye, right? When traffic comes to your website, they become aware of you. They're a lead, they're a prospect, maybe they give you their email, maybe they don't, but the point is they're aware of your brand, right? And all you need to do is get them to become a customer. And when you get them to become a customer, now you got their credit card, they started an experience with you. The next step we focus on right there, get them to become a member. Because that's where we know the big, big bucks are going to be made off those people. And that's where we know those members, those people who came in, became customers, became members, the next step I call the believers. The believers are those people in your CRM when you open it up and sort by lifetime value and your jaw hits the floor. And you go, what, how did this person spend $6,000 starting with a free plus shipping cookbook? Right? And those believers buy everything, they do anything. Those are the people you're going to sell those high ticket items to as well. But every single one of those phases is really important. All I try to do is approach our funnel design by the way of looking at this bullseye and just trying to escalate them closer to the middle on every single step of the process.
There's no other mastermind like it. There's no mastermind with the focus of scaling offers on cold traffic, which is literally what makes a business.
The caliber of the room is like every person who's the best at direct response is here. Also everybody's pretty cool, so you just get to party and hang out with your friends.